Now that we have the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, I think it's appropriate to go back and rank the first 3 seasons of Daredevil. Now, this is my least favorite of all 3 seasons, but it's still a really good seasons of TV. Ranking these seasons are kind of hard because they're all just really good. But my main problem with the season is that most of the things set up in this season is paid off in the Defenders. It's all paid off in a different show. It's not a bad thing, but it is a downside to me for this season. But what stands out to me most about this season is Punisher. We introduce his story, and then we also get the court case that goes with it, and the court case to me is one of my favorite parts of this season. And then we get the whole Karen trust in him situation too. We also get introduced to Elektra. We get to see Matt dating Karen, but then Elektra comes in the picture, then we get to see the switch around with that. I liked everything they did with Elektra. I kind of wish she showed up in season 3 and later seasons. I kind of wish they didn't kill her off in the Defenders. She could be alive, we don't know, but she was wasted potential, but what they do with her here makes up for the character. This season was also able to continue storylines off of season 1. Even if it's just the character development between Matt and Foggy, we're still able to have those dialogue-heavy scenes and have it be some of the best parts of the show. Now, like I said, one of my problems with the season is how it's paid off in the Defenders, but I still do like how they set all that up and where they left that open for the Defenders to be. Now, call me crazy, but season 3 is placed right here. I know some of you guys absolutely love the season and is number 1, which this would be my number 1, but there's just a few things holding it back. First, season 1 had this lawyer setting. We still focused on the court scenes, we still focused on that, and we mostly focused on Matt being a street-leveled hero. Now, that is a thing throughout all 3 of these seasons, but it's most relevant in season 1, and it's really just about him and Fisk. That's basically what season 1 is about. Season 3 has bigger stakes, which is one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of it as much compared to season 1. Now, season 3 is still really good, but season 1 to me is just a bigger standout. But for this season, Kingpin is back as the villain. What's not to love about that? And we get to see his plan come to motion and starts manipulating Matt, Foggy, and Karen. And also one of the standouts of the season is the character development. Is huge in this. We don't get to see Matt. Matt is barely relevant in this season. Instead, it feels like it focused more on Karen and Foggy, and we get to see them fleshed out. You can't really have a Daredevil show without Foggy and Karen. And this season made sure to flesh those characters out even more. We already love those characters, but they decide to flesh them out even more. They added more story to them, more lore to Karen. We get to see Foggy's family, and we just learn more about these characters. And deliver some of the best character moments and arcs we have gotten in all of Daredevil. Some moments in this season would be number 1. Moments in this season makes me want to put season 3 at number 1 on this list for all the great moments, character arcs, storyline. They do a lot of great things with this season, and it's a great season of TV, but like I said, season 1 just has more meaning to me. Season 1 delivers a great introduction to Daredevil. Even if it's just the dialogue scenes between 2 characters, they're still able to make it some of the best moments of the show. You're able to set up more about the characters, build them out more character arcs. You're able to do a lot with just those dialogue scenes, and you don't really need action to make a show great, as Daredevil proves. I also like how the story is told out of order. I feel like certain flashbacks and backstory moments wouldn't work the same if the story was told in order. Like episode 10, for instance. Foggy finds out Matt is Daredevil, and then we see their backstory on how they became friends. If we had them becoming friends at the beginning of the show, and then had this moment, it wouldn't really have the same impact. But then we get to see the betrayal happen, and then we get to see how they became friends, and then it just has a more emotional punch. And that's a great way to do it, telling these events out of order. We also get the lawyer stuff, which I talked about previously. That's what makes this season stand out to me. We get to see how Matt is a lawyer, learns more about Fisk's plan to take over the city, and then he goes back and deals with it as Daredevil. The lawyer stuff is some of my favorite parts of Daredevil, like I previously mentioned in season 2 with the Punisher stuff. That's one of my favorite scenes in all of Daredevil. And just the lawyer aspect of Daredevil is what I like. And since season 1 had so much of that, it's kind of why I like it more, and we get to see more of the street level of Matt Murdock and see how he deals with stuff before stakes are too big, before Fisk is out of jail. Really get to see Matt putting Fisk into jail. Although there's not a lot of action scenes, the show certainly does know how to do an action scene. And it's all practical too, which is a great thing. This show definitely knew what they were doing with the first season, and it stayed the same throughout all 3 seasons. Now we'll just have to wait and see where Born Again takes us. But if you want to see my review for the first 2 episodes, you can find that video right here, or some other video right down here. But with that, thanks for watching.